And let's talk about the human intelligence activities. So we said, okay, let's do a cybersecurity rant session. And one of the biggest reason why are we doing this session, or where is it all coming from? So as a company, we're a very small team. Both of us are co-founder. If people don't know, that's me, Rohit, and that's Aalok. And if his photo is not matching the one with on the website and stuff, that's okay, because that was a different Aalok. We brought a different Aalok here. That's his childhood photos. What we do is, in industry, we offer strategic consulting to a lot of companies, starting from startups to very, very large enterprises with listed and multi-country setup. We have those kind of clients as well. We help them secure their infrastructure, have a security thought process and all. And during all of this, we come across a variety of interesting, so much interesting that stupid issues that thought it would be a good idea to create a session out of it, tell people about it. What are the kind of mistakes that are happening? And it is not finger pointing at you, but if you feel that, oh, ye to maine bhi kiya hai, so then sorry, it is finger pointing at you.
And this is not in any way to demean some specific company or industry, but it is just that we are all talking about policies, processes, procedures, and in reality, it is sometimes in a very bad shape, which is what we want to highlight. So let's start. We all know this?
Everyone knows this, right?
Right.
Aye.
Olympic का रेस हो या पुलिस का केस हो,
But
लेकिन the reality is security तभी होती है जब client की मांग हो या regulator की demand हो.
there are few regulators around, and वो उनको मालूम है कि जब वो colloquially when they do the danda, suddenly बहुत सारा security का काम होना शुरू हो जाता है.
All the security controls get implemented when there is a breach or something like that. Next.
So we will go through few of the stories. We'll keep it sharp in half an hour. If anything you want to have more discussion around, we will have outside the room. This is the reality. Now, this was a very popular meme when it came to cybersecurity. But now we have realized this is a very popular meme in the AI world as well. Because the client says, when do we want AI now? And what do we want? We don't know anything. So that has also created an amazing set of security issues. We will discuss about those.
A primary one we have noticed one of our clients or observation somewhere is MFA. It's taken for granted today. However, in some places it's not deployed or not enforced. Some places partially deployed, not enforced. In some places it's fully deployed, fully enforced. Now, this in-between deployment is very risky because A, it is free to implement. Why do organizations still not deploy MFA correctly?
And let's think about only the email MFA for the matter. Interestingly, one of the client, very big company, not listed, IPO readiness preparation is going on. There, one of the email ID is with madam as well. And madam is unhappy to enable 2FA because वो बार-बार झंझट होता है, दोबारा OTP डालना पड़ता है. We don't want OTP. So because madam was unhappy, the MFA cannot be enforced. It is enabled. And then there are a lot of people in the company who would like, okay, fair enough, it is not enforced, we can also skip the queue.
And this MFA part is not restricted only to email, right? It's also for your social media accounts. It's also for your marketing accounts, which is sometimes shared with an external agency, which is even worse.
This is a very interesting story.
Yeah. This is another story. So they've got about 7 tenants, 200 plus VMs, running 256 GB RAM and some 64 core machines, 24/7. The usage of these machines, these VMs, is about 10%, 15% at peak. So you imagine the cost here now. Or on one side, the cybersecurity board director, the board director is saying that implementing controls is very expensive, but they are more than happy to spend almost 2 crores per month on such a waste.
So Azure billing of this particular client was close to 2 crore rupees. What do they do?
2 crore monthly, that is
2
important.
crore monthly. And what do? They run a web application which has a front end and a database back end which interacts with some distributors in the country. The application is bloated up because lift and shift, people moved it out. And interestingly, every time the system was slow, every time the client complained, these people just kept pumping into the more CPUs and more RAM into the system. Average Azure billing, 2 crore, but when it comes to having a simple log management, oh no, that's a costly one, we will hold it on for some time. There the situation was we had to actually go ahead, do the cost optimization and said whatever cost you're saving from there, let's use that only to do security. That's also a reality that happens.
Well, again, see, these are all free solutions, right? Auto shut off, VM resizing. They will go and argue with the cloud provider about discounts. But if you reduce your VM size itself, that itself is a huge significant cost saving.
You know about the reserve instance in Azure. They would not do that. They would not do the discounting. But because it is 2 crore a month, Microsoft was happy to give them even further discount and discount and discount. They would fight for discount, but not on optimization. Data
Next.
and document management.
Data management, we all have seen these, sorry for the interruption, we've all seen these long document names. Cloud storage is not used properly. People will send documents over email or unauthorized, platforms. We transfer, you send it, WhatsApp se bhej denge. How many of you have sent your IT returns or some confidential documents to your insurance agent over WhatsApp? Everybody. And what do they do with it? It is on their phones. It's on their personal phones.
So this large company, their revenue is close to 40,000 crore, do a lot of interesting activities in the country. When they installed a SASE environment and a secure web gateway and all, the first thing which popped up was financial data going over WeTransfer. I said, what is this? And the file size was in few MBs, under 1 or 2
50
MBs.
KB. Excel,
So
they had to send Excel spreadsheets to some vendors with 50 KB.
The
50
auditor-
KB के लिए, why do you need to send these things?
It was sent to auditor because auditor said, मेरे को WeTransfer पे भेज दो, मुझे वैसे ही काम करना है.
So these are again, these are simple solutions you can use, and they're using Google Workspace, you're using Azure. Use these basic platforms. But I don't know why this is so difficult to implement when it's free.
Now this one is a very interesting story. Sounds simple. There was this company which is providing AI-based analytics on the medical record and X-ray reading and all of those stuff. So very jazzy, very high-tech. This company based out of India, they have a client in Singapore. The Singapore is in a medical industry, regulated one. So the client's environment was very tightly configured with all the monitoring and every alerting possible because regulated. In here, the provider, the service provider was also responsible for SRE, the site reliability engineering. So they would use to log in and change whatever configuration required, whatever support is required, they would do it.
So long story short, basically some code had to be deployed. The person who normally deploys code is on maternity leave, so they assigned a junior engineer to do this. Everyone knew, OTP leke, password leke, everything, they did everything right. Now, this junior person, for some reason, launched a Tor browser on his laptop. How did a Tor browser get onto an official laptop in the first place? Now, because of that, once you launch a Tor browser, it causes a connection to your Tor end nodes. This traffic, this is over VPN, by the way, official VPN.
Connected to the regulated system where everything is getting monitored.
In Singapore. Now, the Singapore SOC picked this up and they asked, why are you running Tor network within a healthcare environment? Within 5 or 10 minutes, the CEO of that company and the CEO of this company are having a chat. Ultimately, at the end of the day,
2 months of effort, 2 months of back and forth, and this company lost the contract. Just because one junior engineer, instead of double-clicking Chrome, double-clicked the Tor browser.
And that contract had many zeros in it, and I think, yeah. Okay. Software development. Many companies have have these CI/CD pipelines and all these fancy terms. You'll be surprised there are some people who don't want to move to GitHub or don't want to move to any other better platform, any kind of code repository. They're using SVN. And
Okay.
they don't want to move away from it. Why? No, we are used to using SVN now.
Background of this company is into small electronic component manufacturing, big name in industry, so much so they have acquired two more such companies in Europe to expand their business. The owner is very much security conscious and aware and want to do something. He also goes into a lot of conferences and talks to startups that what a startup should do, how they should behave, how they should take the risk and understanding. And his company, people are still working on SVN. He said, ठीक है अपना देख लेंगे, मतलब बाहर ज्ञान देंगे पर अपना बाद में देख लेंगे.
So they're basically making software, deploying it on those end electronic components, which is then shipped to Europe. And this is how the code base is being managed. Like something underscore year date, something underscore something.
Final version.
Final
release.
1, final 2.
These guys are working for the Cyber Resilience Act of Europe because Europe said after 2027 we will not buy electronic components from you if you are not CRA compliant. And that's where the condition is. That's what the company is.
Another big problem we have is, roadblocks from leadership themselves. Very often, leadership themselves are not willing to move forward and adopt certain cybersecurity practices, deploy certain cybersecurity controls. I have a very simple example. Can somebody stand at a traffic signal and identify every number plate of a car that goes past and figure out whether that car has or vehicle has a challan or not, and then find out who is the current driver of that vehicle before the car crosses the intersection? Same thing is with your network traffic. You cannot do this thing manually, you have to automate. In order to automate, there has to be some spend involved. Spend is one aspect of things.
Spending is time and energy as well. A lot of open source solution also available which can be opted for. But the knowledge is coming from the WhatsApp universities of the CISOs and the group there.
Which is even more dangerous.
Which is dangerous. The example there is, this guy is in this manufacturing company, which is a listed company, big team. They have their own WhatsApp group where they discuss. The CISO has been there in the company. He was the desktop support engineer 30 years ago with the owner, grown with the owner, and now is the head of IT and security, everything. He had nothing, and we were discussing about the CERT guidelines when it came in 2022, April 2022. So he said, CERT guidelines says you need to have 180 days of log maintained. Oh yeah, we will do that, but everybody in my WhatsApp group is buying a EDR right now, so I want EDR first.
There's another thing. We have for log management, we have deployed EDR. So we have finished our log management compliance. Well, log management and EDR are two different entities altogether, but who will explain this now? Then there are vested interests also. There is somebody, say in the CISO or somebody down there, will have some tie-up with a vendor. No, I want only this product.
Okay. Next.
Then procurement cycle also takes time. Sir,
The
I want three quotes
the
from three
procurement guy
vendors.
say, I need 3 quote. Toilet paper नहीं है जो आप खरीद रहे हो. The first guy, the first reseller who has gone to the OEM will give him the preferential price. Everybody else would get a higher price. It is known to a lot of people, but procurement says, sir, मेरे को 3 quote तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. Without 3 quote, I cannot move forward. Then they say, okay, हमारे पास सब कुछ है. Our security culture is very good. We trust our employees very much. Again, back to the company. This client of us has the current revenue is very close to 4,000 crore and they are preparing for an IPO in 2028. बस 2028 आते आते तक हम IPO लेके जाएंगे. But हमें कुछ करना नहीं है. We need to focus on EBITDA, we need to focus on our burning, we need to focus on everything. But the IT guy we have got has been there since long and वो बहुत अच्छा लड़का है, वो कर लेगा. Who is managing your security? My IT guy will take care of security. Does he know? अरे नहीं वो industry से करा के कर लेगा. There are a lot of vendors who are coming and guiding him. Fair enough. The founders brought us कि boss इनको थोड़ा समझाओ. मैंने सर आपकी कंपनी है आप समझाओ. But then there we have started looking at it. The leadership is still in the mode कि boss ठीक है. We don't have to do any audit or assessment on our own culture whether it is good or not.
The famous statement is, we only have email, we have nothing to lose. हमारे पास सिर्फ email है. That's another story.
क्या ही लेके जाएगा कोई, what will they hack for us, what is there with us to break into? It is a very standard response we have seen. Currently we are serving 38 plus different companies, taking care of their strategic security. Our smallest customer is a 5 people company, our largest customer is almost 80,000 people.
Yeah, globally, yes.
That's how. But yes, that's the kind of deal we are handling, and that's the kind of attitude we have to handle everyday basis. And then this happens. It works? Perfect.
So this is a true reality. Everyone will differ from investing in cybersecurity or whatever. The day you have a breach, the day you have a ransomware attack, is the day all the budgets open up.
The problem is they may not have a ransomware or malware issue. In one of the large company, if you dig enough, you would be able to identify what company I'm talking about right now. They had a data breach because the data was exposed on one of the server which was kept online some 12 years ago. Nobody ever bothered to look at the data. The data got stolen. The moment it happened, one of the sponsor reached via a partner and they sold it worth of 3 crore to them because it was not even needed. That was not the problem where it happened. But yeah, आपके पास नहीं है, लेना है, लगा दो. Because my product लगा डाला तो life झिंगा लाला.
Training, a very, very important aspect of cybersecurity, often taken as a checkmark, tick box kind of compliance situation. If you don't do this properly, there'll be somebody who will decide to click on an email and cause a lot of things to go wrong, which we all know what can happen. This is the actual ground reality of what happens. There are companies who have done proper cybersecurity trainings, good content, everything. Some employee didn't pay attention and clicked on a link.
Okay.
Then we know the rest.
The employee in this case was CFO because I'm too big to sit and attend an awareness training. मुझे मालूम है क्या होता है.
I was trying not to say that.
The interesting aspect which came out is a phishing or rather a BEC, business email compromise mail was sent in the name of CEO to the CFO and they transfer, luckily in this case, only 5 lakh rupees.
Now 5 lakh rupees was a drop in the bucket for this company. It could have been a very large amount for a different company.
It's a very, very large enterprise. Why? Because CFO said, हाँ मुझे मालूम है, मैंने सुना है phishing सब होता है, I don't want to attend the training, मेरे पास time नहीं है. Fair enough? That incident onward, the MD makes sure that CEO and CFO and everybody has a different set of training, and उनकी भी training हो रही है और वो बैठ रहे हैं. Intent is there, but
this is another interesting story. Overnight, some 5 servers, something got encrypted, and some employees came back in the morning and you can't access data, etc.
Our incident response friends would know this has happened multiple times.
Correct.
Ransomware happened. Okay, ठीक है. Where is your backup? Let's try to restore.
Sir, backup D drive पे है.
Backup D drive पे रखा हुआ है.
D drive कहाँ है? उसी मशीन पे है. क्यों? कैसे? नहीं वो उसी drive को partition किया था. अरे यार.
Sir, it is on a different disk. वो C drive पे है, ये D drive पे है. Okay, very good.
This is another thing. SSO है, हाँ ठीक है. We will now password, right? All of us keep passwords 8 characters. पहले तो why 8 characters? It is minimum 8 characters, na? So you can keep 10, 12. First of all, why do you want to remember passwords? You can use a password manager. These things are not practiced or adopted in enterprises as large. Now, somebody set up, by the way, this screenshot is that of an admin. This screenshot was taken a few months ago. The date below is in 2010. Today it is 2025. हे भाई ने पासवर्ड बदला ही नहीं है.
15.5 साल पासवर्ड नहीं चेंज किया, बट हाँ हमारे पास है. प्लस हमारा MFA enabled है, but because the company size was small, around 100 people, the founders thought कि server का access हमारे पास रहना जरूरी है. We should maintain the access of the server as well. So even their accounts has rights to a lot of places, but they never use it because I've hired a guy to do it. Why do I need to do it? And then the password has not been changed. And then why to put that OTP again and again? I don't want MFA on my phone. Fair enough.
There's been a lot of talk on IoT and IoT OT kind of environments in this conference. We've been in a place where the CISO, then we've got 6 plants. All 6 plants don't talk to each other. Everything is air gapped and everything. It's all very good. Okay, TK. We went inside. There is actually WhatsApp installed on the machines that control the entire plant over there.
The HMI machine has WhatsApp app installed on it. I said, you said it is a air gapped and not connected. How is this coming in?
No, it comes default with Windows installation. This is the reason, I swear to God, this is the reason we got. It is installed default with Windows.
ऐसा तो होता नहीं है. नहीं सर, वो पहले आता था ना, नेटफ्लिक्स और कैंडी क्रश भी आता था, मैंने आता था, बट व्हाट्स योर प्रोसेस आफ्टर दैट, हैव यू हार्डन्ड इट? सर वो डिफॉल्ट है, इंटरनेट नहीं है, कोई यूज नहीं करता. बट देन हाउ डिड व्हाट्सएप केम इन? सो वी वेंट इनटू दैट होल analysis investigation. What we realized, the machine was supplied by their supplier who is giving them all the HMI software and hardware and everything. They have not removed the wireless chipset from that device. The admin who is sitting in the night is smart enough, so he opens up the wireless, opens up tethering on his phone, connects the phone over internet, and my so-called fantastically air-gapped OT network is now exposed to internet. And because OT hai, I'm not connected to internet, so I don't want a heavy EDR on it because it will talk to the cloud, and I don't want, sir, basic hai, so I don't even need an antivirus there. So my security is lapsed, but my admin, and everybody has an admin right on that because the software does not work without the admin rights.
And these machines are machines that if they go down, they'll cause multi-crore losses per hour to the organization.
This company is into specialty chemical production. Any minor change in the composition can cause life and death. But the OT machines, the HMI machine has WhatsApp installed on it.
Another thing, now if we all talk about root cause analysis and all, how do you do root cause analysis? Why log management? Now log management ke liye bhi, the timestamp is very critical. The timestamp on this machine and the timestamp on this machine in the same room are hours apart. How does this work out? Now, these are again simple things that how do you challenge this? I'm running out of words here.
That's the reality.
Fake certificates. Another thing we saw somewhere, a group company that has 5-6 companies under it, and then 2 of them are regulated entities.
One in insurance and one
in
in
insurance,
banking.
One of them, we got to know 8-10 months into the engagement that they have bought a fake ISO certificate from somewhere just for compliance.
It's not called as fake.
It's not fake.
We got it. What did you do? You don't have anything. How did you got certificate? Sir, 40,000 rupees mein milta hai. I said, why spending 40,000 rupees? Because the fake certificate is now available in 25,000 rupees. So you can save 15,000 as well. But yes, they have it. Now, once they are talking to the regulators saying, give me evidences. Sir, wo kahan se aata hai? You don't have any evidence, but your documentation says you have everything, and you have a ISO 27001 tick mark, and you are using that on the second slide of your presentation that we are a ISO 27001 company.
And this is a company that's preparing to go IPO. What can I say?
Salesloft was just an example. Everybody heard about them. But there is an inherent haste in the top management right now to adopt AI. मेरे को चाहिए AI, कैसा भी हो, किसी का भी हो, बस AI लाके दो. AI दिखता कैसा? I don't care. मेरे को चाहिए. I want AI. That was happened with Salesloft when everybody got hampered. We have seen cases where people have gone ahead, deployed AI platforms, which is talking to their data lakes, to their SAP, to their systems, to their files, and then they are worried that how come my CEO's mail content is being visible to the junior engineer who is playing around with the AI system. But nahi, AI jaldi se karna hai. Security as usual, since ages we have seen it has been an afterthought. It has been an afterthought here as well. But AI adoption has to be done immediately. One of the favorite thing both of us have in that manner, the moment we see an AI agent, so this was an AI agent for a travel company, and I asked it, Gartner says SOAR is dead, should I invest in SOAR or not? And the travel agent AI bot is telling me, no, we should look at SOAR alternatives. This is good. Ek minute, you are a travel AI bot. Why are you telling me what Gartner is thinking about SOAR platform?
The point is the guardrails. Point is guardrails, any kind of fencing that should be there in the data that the AI bot is able to collect or send information to is not there or is not well configured. He asked this question, and normally I end up asking another question. How many strawberries are there in the letter in the word R?
Because you remember the joke. The joke was how many are in the word strawberry. You flip the question and you see how the AI agent is reacting.
You literally ask this. How many strawberries are there in the word R? It flips and then it comes back and some people are intelligent. I didn't understand the question. Can you please rephrase? Okay, there's some guardrail.
Some says, out of the scope of my work, you can use any publicly available LLM to ask this question. Fair enough. But a lot of AI agents are giving me answers as well. So what Nathan said in the morning, the SQL injection alternate in the AI world is as easy as somebody's creativity. All I have to do is ask a right question, bypass the guardrails and get the data.
WAF, Web Application Firewall. Many companies do not understand the importance of putting this at a very cheap deployment rate. Now, very often they will deploy the WAF. They'll deploy Cloudflare and Akamai and what have yous. Then they forget to change the backend IP address. And then they wonder why the attacks come. Because you have not changed your address. आपने घर बदल दिया, लेकिन you're still forwarding all your emails.
Or your WAF rule doesn't say that I would accept traffic, or the website doesn't say that I will accept traffic only from the WAF server. So, a simple showdown search, and you have the previous IP, and the attack is happening directly on the IP while your WAF is sitting idle कि कोई attack आएगा तो मैं रोक लूँगा.
So, your data is sitting behind the WAF ka door right now, but the attacker is coming around the door using an old IP address.
This has been a very common mistake in majority of the companies we have seen. हाँ सर हमने WAF लगा दिया है.
And this is openly available data, right? You can go back and check the IP history of the website. Done.
हमने कैसे लगाया? सर वो वेबसाइट बनाने वाले को दिया हुआ था. वेबसाइट बनाने वाले ने वेबसाइट बना के WAF लगा के दे दिया. This website बनाने वाला, the so-called manufacturer, the web designing company, also has access to your name server redirection. So they would just simply move the name server to somewhere else so that website अच्छी चलनी चाहिए. The rest of the security controls on the DNS have gone for a toss.
So point being, all security companies, management, operations, they should take ownership of the activities that they are performing. Not just leave it to somebody and say कि हाँ वो कर रहा है. हाँ you outsource it, yes sure, but please monitor it and pay attention to it as well. Policies to enforcement. All the companies हम ये policy करेंगे, वो policy करेंगे. चालू होता है घोड़े से, end होता है गधे तक. Quite literally. Figuratively, and sometimes literally.
So what you have seen is when the management says, oh, we need to get serious about security, the board, the CXOs do not have time to make sure that every end bit of implementation is done. They have already showed their intent. Now, they onboarded someone, very well effort taken to secure the whole thing, to write the policies and draft and everything, very well polished, goes to the management review, manage tick mark, approve, everything done.
When the person leaves.
And done.
Done. Now when the person leaves, access to servers is still maintained from outside over VPN. These things happen way more often than you think. And you will never know about this because this is never reported. All these numbers we see in the news, that there's itne breaches hue and itna dollars ka loss hua, that is what you know about or what somebody has estimated. In reality, is sometimes much more than that.
And one of the last story.
The last one, a very interesting story. There is a company that basically sells gold online. Okay. Now this company decided to, in all their wisdom, कि हम यहाँ से gold बेचेंगे अभी. Okay, great. Somebody decided to start buying gold, and through some now when you make an application purchase, right, a token is sent back to you from the banking system. Yeah, okay, this
payment gateway
valid.
Sends a token that yes, transaction is approved.
Let's go ahead. Now what happened is someone didn't check the business logic to see if the token is being reused. So one attacker basically decided to replay the token again and again and again 22,500 times. Somebody bought at the price of 2 grams of gold, they bought around 5 kilos of gold.
Problem got checked where? When the inventory guy says, I don't have enough stock to send out gold. एक मिनट इतना ऑर्डर आया कहाँ से? Then they started looking back where the order is coming from, and they realized they have been paid only for 2 grams, and more than 5 kg of gold is ready to be shipped, or some of them has already started. It's on the way to be delivered.
So thankfully this time there was no loss. They could actually recall all that. But this is because somebody decided to be smart and see that, okay, why these orders here, 2 gram de ke ye investigation jaldi hua. So when you take timely action, this could have been prevented. But imagine the loss, right? 2 grams of gold and 5 grams of sale.
Good, AI will come, a lot of things will get automated, everything will happen. But as someone told us 25 years ago in our college, that cybersecurity is one industry which is not going out of fashion, so stay there. Clearly visible, come AI, come whatever, the HI will work more at any given point of time. Make sure that your HI is along with your AI, and do not do interesting but mistakes out there in the industry, because this is not, oh yeah, there must be some smaller company and who have done this. Almost all the examples we have used here are well-known brands and companies in the world. They have done that, they have teams, they have security teams, all of that. But still, we see end of the day, some basic human mistakes. So let's avoid doing human mistakes and let's get intelligent ourselves.
Basically, stay secure. Thank you for having us.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, everyone.